1841 Aston Villa have confirmed that Steve Bruce will remain as club manager after widespread speculation that the club's new backers would want to replace him with Thierry Henry. A statement on the club website said, Aston Villa can confirm manager Steve Bruce has met majority owners Nassif Sawiris and Wes Edens and will continue as manager with their full support. Thierry Henry greets Didier Deschamps ahead of the World Cup semi-final. Image, Paul Ellis, AFP, Getty Images. 1620 reports suggest that the French winger has been upset by Barcelona's signing of Malcolm Dembélé has been linked to both Arsenal and Liverpool during this summer, but it seemed neither the club or play wanted the move. The Catalan club paid £135.5 million for the ex-Borussia Dortmund star, who won the World Cup with France this summer. No doubt his disappointment will prick the ears of some interested parties. 1557 It looks like the Arsenal squad is in good spirits under the tutelage of Unai Emery so far. 1522 Barcelona well and truly hijacked Roma's deal for Malcolm from Bordeaux, but could it be good news for Arsenal? Supporters have taken to Twitter and suggested the new arrival leaves the former Dortmund winger as surplus to requirements at the Nou Camp. 1440 Not one that initially comes to mind, but Czech probably knows more than we do. 1418 Gunners fans shouldn't get their hopes too high for a new signing by the sounds of things. Emery said, "We are working hard with the current players and I'm happy with the squad. Only if there is an opportunity to sign one big player, we might look for it." 1404 Charles Watts has come to the end of long day in Singapore and given us his thoughts on the tour so far. 1252 Speaking to Sky Sports, the Welshman said, "We'll see what happens, but the club and my agent are talking. I'm just leaving it for them to figure out, but we need to come to an agreement. That's something that my agent and the club are discussing to try and get something done." When asked how long it could take, Ramsey said, "I'm not sure exactly. I know it's taken a bit of time so far, so we'll have to wait and see." 1156 It doesn't give much away and doesn't fill you with much confidence that he will stay. 1154 The club have released a statement on the current situation and rumours. Arsenal chairman Sir Chips Kezekes said, "We are aware of the speculation surrounding our chief executive Ivan Gazidis. We know he receives many offers from organizations inside and outside the game as he's a hugely respected figure. He has never accepted any of these opportunities and has never spoken about them publicly. He has always been fully committed to taking Arsenal forward and is currently working hard in Singapore with our new head coach Unai Emery as we prepare for the new season." 1143 Will he or won't he stay? Rumors have become pretty prominent that he could be on his way to AC Milan following their recent takeover. Unai Emery is confident the man who appointed him will be sticking around, however, and suggested that Gazidis is committed here for many years. "I think he will continue here because he has big priorities here." Image, Stuart McFarlane, Arsenal FC via Getty Images. 1130 The goalkeeper has vocalized what many Arsenal fans will be thinking, to get it sorted as quickly as possible. Aaron Ramsey goes past Petr Cech. Image, Yufan Ding, Getty Images. 1056 Safe to say the number 10 has been at the heart of some controversy in recent days, but he's now had his first training session under Unai Emery. Chief Executive Ivan Gazidis made an impassioned speech to the squad on Monday in Singapore, backing Ozil amid the fallout to his decision and praising Arsenal's commitment to diversity and the multicultural nature of the dressing room. Now new coach Emery insists he wants normality for the playmaker who has a big season ahead. Mesut Ozil. Image, Alexander Hassenstein, Getty Images. 1048 This is a huge summer for Arsenal and there are plenty of players who could be turning a new leaf under a new coach. Who has the most to prove? After the last two seasons, there are a number of players who will be hoping to push Arsenal back into the Champions League. Emile Smith-Rowe of Arsenal looks on. Image, Naomi Baker, Getty Images. 1047 The evening is emerging in Singapore as Arsenal continue their pre-season developments. We've had our reporter, Charles Watts, out in Asia to bring us all the latest news. Take a look behind the scenes to see what has been going on with Unai Emery and co. Mohamed El-Neni, Mesut Ozil and Alex Iwobi during an Arsenal training session at Singapore American School. Photo by David Price, Arsenal FC via Getty Images. 16:13 Ivan Gazidis is expected to take over at AC Milan in September, reports Gianluca Di Marzio.com. The Arsenal chief executive is wanted by the new owners of the Serie A side to run their operations in a similar role to his job at Arsenal. The report on Di Marzio claims that the deal has already been sorted and Gazidis will take over the financial running of the club. Arsenal chief executive Ivan Gazidis. 15:43 Steve Bruce will hold talks with Aston Villa's new owners in the next 48 hours. The prospect of Thierry Henry becoming a championship manager alongside the likes of Frank Lampard seems increasingly likely as questions over Bruce's future rise. The Mirror notes that Bruce will meet with billionaires Nassef Sawiris and Wes Edens, who are due in Birmingham and have set up a meeting. Bruce said, "I made myself clear 2 weeks ago when I said, look, whatever the state the club is in, I think it needs me. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's not going to be that way." Reports earlier today suggested that Henry has verbally agreed to the move, with Steve Bold potentially joining as assistant. 15:40 Roma's director of football Mancha has seemingly been everywhere this transfer window, with the Italian club involved in some of the biggest transfers of the summer. And now he could find himself between Arsenal and World Cup winning midfielder Steven Nzonzi as both clubs chase the Frenchman's signature. Here is everything you need to know about him. Roma sporting director Mancha. Image, Javier Soriano, AFP, Getty Images. 13:18 He's once again being linked with exploring the possibility of selling his stake in Arsenal, but exactly who is Alisher Usmanov? And how likely is he to sell? The Russian billionaire, who bought into the club in 2007, is Arsenal's second largest stakeholder behind Stan Kroenke. Full story here. Arsenal shareholder Alisher Usmanov. Image, Maxim Shemetov, AFP, Getty Images. 12:11 Following the news from the Financial Times this morning that Alisher Usmanov is believed to be considering selling his 30% stake in Arsenal, fans of the club have been taking to social media to have their say. You can find the best of their reactions here. Glenn Kirk, AFP, Getty Images. 11:59 Key event. Alisher Usmanov is believed to be considering selling his 30% stake in Arsenal, according to the Financial Times. The billionaire, who has been heavily linked with investing in Everton in the past, is said to have grown frustrated at his attempts to acquire the club outright from majority shareholder Stan Kroenke. Usmanov, valued at £9.5 billion, is currently the second largest shareholder at the Emirates, having initially bought into the club 11 years ago. In 2007 he arrived on the scene with Farhad Mashari, with the duo's red and white holdings purchasing a 14.58% stake of the club. Now, 11 years down the line, Red and White own 30.04% of Arsenal, but Usmanov is now on his own, with Mashari having sold his stakeholding to Usmanov so that he could take control at Everton in February 2016. Arsenal shareholder Alisher Usmanov.